Hi everyone, welcome to MSUNN Yoga and Wellness. I'm Dr. Melissa and I'm super excited that you're here for our class today with all things mid-back, thoracic. Maybe you've got some tightness or some stiffness going on back here. You've been sitting at your desk or driving a lot. This is going to be the class for you. So go grab your mats and let's do this. All right, so we're gonna get started today focusing on the middle of our spine. That area is called your thoracic part of your spine, kind of right in between those shoulder blades there. And it's an area that tends to get really stiff, especially if we've been sitting at our computers, on our devices, driving. So today's class is gonna be dedicated to opening up that area. If you have it, we're gonna use a foam roller. No worries if you don't. We can use your yoga mat rolled up, a towel roll. If you have a small ball at home, we can definitely use those things. So let's get to it. Let's get on our backs. And we're gonna actually start with the foam roller. So you can either roll your yoga mat up, thickness that you want, grab your foam roller or your ball, and we're gonna place this right behind the middle of our back. So kind of like right in that shoulder blade area. Just get that over that area, kind of looking for spots that might be a little, this feels tight. Bring those hands behind the back of your head and support to your neck. And you're really focusing on opening up the elbows behind you. That chest open. Careful to not arch from your low back here. You want to make sure you're keeping that pelvis tucked underneath. And then just gently drop back over it. Use your breath nice, slow, and controlled. And then bring it back up. You're gonna drop back over that foam roller or your ball or your towel roll, whatever you have at home. It's just something to create a little bit of movement back there. Slowly drop it back. It might feel really good to hold it here. Nice breath in. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, pull yourself, come back up. And one more time, gently going over that. Nice breath in. Exhale, let it go. Just getting nice and heavy over. Maybe you want to find one other spot to pivot over. Maybe move up a little bit. Same thing, make sure you're not arching from the low back. This is a really important area of our back because if you have any neck tension, your shoulder range of motion isn't as good as you want it to be, working on this part of your mid-back is going to have a huge impact on those other things. Good. And then we'll just do one more. Lower all the way back. The elbows drop behind you. Maybe you want to let the arms kind of come up overhead and the head to hang back. If this doesn't feel good, don't do it, but careful to not arch the low back. And then hands come behind the back of your head, lift yourself up and just gently roll off of whatever you've folded up. That's the last we need of that. So we can put that off to the side. Then coming onto your back and just notice how your back feels. Maybe a little more open. Maybe not as much pressure between the shoulder blades. Maybe you can float those arms up overhead. Maybe it's a little easier breathing. And then exhale, bring those hands back down. Okay, now you're gonna come up onto your hands and knees and just pressing into the palms. You're gonna sink your hips halfway back as if you're gonna come into child's pose. And we're gonna really press into the right hand. You're gonna take your left hand, reach your left hand underneath the right, and then press into that right hand, spin the chest, lift up. Exhale, reach that arm underneath. Inhale, rotate. So not really thinking about much, not forcing it. Use your breath. Think of rotating from the rib cage, lifting up. One more time, reach underneath. Inhale, press, lift that chest back up. Good. I'm just gonna switch to the other side. Left hand comes down. Get nice and strong, pressing into that left arm. The right arm reaches underneath. Inhale, spin the chest, lift up. Exhale, reach underneath. Press into the left, spin the chest, reach up, and come underneath. One more time, press into that left arm, reach the arm, come up overhead, and then underneath. And notice the difference from your left side and your right side. Good, that right hand comes back down. We're gonna pull ourselves, come back up into that tabletop position, press into the palms, belly button pulls in, and you're gonna take that right leg, scoot your right leg back, and you're gonna be reaching through that back heel. Press through the heel, nice and strong in the right arm. My left and my right's goodness. All right, take your left arm, reach it underneath, press, rotate, spin the chest, come open. But make sure you keep those hips facing the ground. That left arm reaches underneath, press, twist, reach up. 2 more times, keep pressing into that right arm, and it's seeing if you can move vertebrae by vertebrae, slowly lifting up, and then slowly coming back down. Good. And then from here, that left hand comes back down, and we're gonna take our right knee, drive your right knee in towards your chest, step that foot forward. So really press the right foot into the ground. Hands come up to the front thigh, and you just gently sink those hips forward. Feeling a little bit of a stretch in that front hip. Nice and stable, float those arms, lift all the way up overhead. And we're gonna exhale, open through your heart center. Lift the chest open. And then we're gonna float those arms, lift back up. Right arm is gonna reach behind you as your left arm reaches forward. Now stretch those fingertips opposite directions. Press the right foot into the ground. Inhale, float the arms, lift up. Exhale, open cactus arms. One more time each side. Inhale, press the arms, lift up. Right arm goes back, left arm comes forward. Stretch those fingertips opposite directions. Good, inhale, float those arms, lift back up. Hands come down towards the ground. Take that right foot, step it back. You can come up onto your toes for a plank. Maybe you stay on the knees. We're just gonna lower all the way down. Pull yourself forward, lift, come up and back, up into a little cobra. So really opening through the collarbones in the front, lifting yourself forward, and then slowly lower all the way back down. And you're gonna tuck your chin in towards your chest. If you want, maybe you can roll something up so you've got a little bit to rest your head on, or grab a sweatshirt. And then your palms are gonna come back down by your side. We're focusing on the muscles right in between the shoulder blades there. Belly button pulls in towards the spine. We're gonna lift the front of the shoulders off the ground, just a gentle squeeze. Doesn't matter if you lift the arms up off the ground or not. And then slowly back down. Squeeze the shoulder blades, lift the front of the shoulders up off the ground, and maybe those hands reach towards the back. Not trying to lift as high as you can, but lifting the front of the shoulders off the ground, squeezing those shoulder blades. And back down, 2 more. Gentle squeeze and lift. Good. Last one. So these muscles tend to get weak in between the shoulder blades because we're sitting and rounded and the muscles are all stretched out. Bring those hands back down by your side. Press yourself, come back up. Tabletop. So pressing into the palms. Lengthen through the crown of the head. We're gonna take the left leg, float the left leg back. Keep reaching through that back heel. Nice and strong in the left arm. Hips stay facing the ground. You're gonna spin your chest, lift open. Exhale, reach underneath. And just moving nice and slow, checking in, seeing what you're feeling, especially the difference from side to side. Good, reach that arm, come underneath. Nice and slow, keep reaching through that back heel. You're doing great. Slowly reach underneath. Good. Inhale, last one, come all the way back up. Right hand comes down towards the ground. You're gonna drive your left knee in towards your chest, step that foot forward. So really press into the left foot, fire up that glute, hands come to the front thigh. Sink your hips forward, opening up, maybe a little stretch in the front of the right, and then we'll float those arms, lift up. Exhale, open, right in between those shoulder blades again. Squeeze open, try not to arch through your low back. You don't wanna feel any pinching in the back. If you do, pull that core in a little bit tighter. Inhale, lift the arms, come back up. Left arm goes back, right arm comes forward. Stretch the fingertips opposite directions. Really rotate from your rib cage. Inhale, float those arms, lift up. Exhale, open cactus arms. Inhale, lift, come back up. Left arm comes back. Stretch those fingers, open it up. Inhale, lift the arms, come back up overhead. Hands come down towards the ground, step it back. And you can either come into that full plank, plank on your knees, and we're gonna slowly lower all the way down. Inhale, pull yourself, lift up and back. Make sure the shoulders aren't shrugged up by your ears. You wanna pull them down and back and open. Lower all the way back down, gentle tuck of the chin. So if you want something for the head, just kind of roll something up, grab it there. Hands come down by your side. We're gonna squeeze the shoulder blades open through the front of your chest and then back down. Gentle squeeze, lift and lengthen. Fire up those muscles, reach and lower. Good, we're gonna keep going up and down. Keep pulling that core in nice and tight. Great job, you guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Hands come back down by your side. You're gonna press yourself, come all the way back up. And just lift those hips coming up into a down dog. If you want, you can come into a child's pose. Either one is good. Really press the heels, sink in between the shoulders, open that up. Then you're gonna inhale, pull yourself, come forward and bring your right knee to your right wrist. Now square those hips off, opening over that front thigh. So you're gonna keep your hips nice and even. You might feel a little stretch in the outside of that right, but our left hand is gonna stay down. You're pressing down, keep the shoulder down away from your ear, and then spin your chest, lift it open, and then exhale, come back. 2 more, spin the chest open, and back down. 1 more time, spin that chest, reach it open, and back down. Good, now we're gonna switch. Curl those toes underneath, down dog or child's pose, yogi's choice. Drive the heels, heads nice and heavy. Exhale, pull yourself forward, left knee, left wrist. Kind of square those hips off. Maybe you scoot your left shin forward a little bit more. Once you get nice and even over that front thigh, your right hand comes down. Press into the right hand to get nice and stable. Take your left arm, float your left arm, come up, and then reach it underneath. Slowly spin, lifting up. Lift from that sternum, reaching from the rib cage. 1 more time. Press, rotate, lift all the way up. Hands come back down towards the ground. Curl those toes underneath, lift the hips, come up and back, down dog. Drive the heels down towards the ground, press into the palms, sink the chest. Inhale, pull yourself forward. Lower all the way down. Inhale, lift, come up and back. And then we're just gonna roll onto our backs. We're getting nice and heavy down on your back. Maybe you take the arms, reach the arms up overhead, and just checking to see how it feels. Middle of your back when we started to now. We've got 1 more. So you're gonna bring those knees in towards your chest. Give them a little bit of a hug. And we're gonna roll the legs over towards the left. Your right arm comes out towards the side. And your left hand comes on top of those thighs. So you're pressing the thighs down towards the ground and kind of lengthening off towards your side wall. Then you're gonna bring your right hand over towards the side, tap it down, and then we're gonna inhale, lift, open towards the back. You're gonna hold that right hand down and slowly try and slide your fingertips along the ground in front of you, coming back to make a circle. And opening again. Open behind you. Take that arm, spin the arm all the way up overhead. Rotate onto your left shoulder. And 1 more time. Open it up. Last one. And just check if you're feeling mid-back, low back. chest maybe. And then we're gonna come on to the back and bring it on to your other side. So you're gonna bring those knees over towards the right. Right hand comes on top of those thighs, and that left arm opens behind you. Just notice what it feels like from the other side. Maybe there's a big difference from side to side, and it's all about creating balance, trying to get those two sides equal. That left arm's gonna float all the way up overhead. Reach around you. And then spin it open towards the back again. Your gaze can be up at the ceiling, off at the side, maybe following that left arm one more time. Open through that chest. Left arm reaches up overhead. Spin those fingers all the way up and around. Nice breath in, opening that left arm behind you. And just rolling onto your back. Lengthen out through those legs. We're just gonna pause for a moment, getting heavy on your mat. Noticing your breath. Everything's nice and relaxed. Maybe you notice the inhale, using that diaphragm, pressing out, making sure the neck and shoulders are nice and relaxed. And on the exhale, you let everything go. Melt down, get nice and heavy. One more breath in. Exhale, let it go, nice and heavy. Slowly bring those knees in towards your chest. You're gonna roll onto that side. Press yourself, come all the way up. Just come to a comfortable seated position. We're gonna take one last breath in, float those arms, lift all the way up overhead. Those hands come down towards heart center. So I hope that you have enjoyed your thoracic mid-back opening. Hopefully you feel a lot more open, ready to get back to the desk or driving, whatever you need. Please let me know if you have any other questions or if you want more exercises for your mid-back, because it's all about opening the chest, opening the mid-back, and strengthening those muscles. I'll catch you next time. Namaste.